Dive in, Kyle and Drew, let the comic talk begin. From collecting to selling, from reading to trade, comic book culture, that's the world we've made. Pull out the boxes, let's see what we find. Gold and silver, bronze, we're traveling through time. First edition, signed by the best. It's a treasure hunt that never rests. Comics for fun and profit. Kyle and Drew, never gonna stop it. Reading, collecting, buying and selling. Issues, a new story worth telling. From the shelves to the market, it's all in the game. Get a mint copy, you'll rise to fame. Whether you're reading or trading a stock, the comic world's ticking, it's always on the clock. You're flipping through pages, that's where it starts. Batman, Spidey, all those cosmic bots. Hunt down the variants, those limited runs. The thrill of the chase is never done. From back issue bins to the online sales, haggling prices, we're setting the trails. Buying low, selling high, that's the plan. Make a little profit, be the comic book fan. Comics for fun and profit. Kyle and Drew, never gonna stop it. Reading, collecting, buying and selling. Every issue's a new story worth telling. From the shelves to the market, it's all in the game. Get a mint copy, you'll rise to fame. Whether you're reading or trading your stock, the comic world's ticking, it's always on the clock. It's always on the clock. You got your pulls, the latest release. Add it to the stack, your collection's a beast. But don't forget the sellers in the scene. Flipping for profit, keeping it clean. Rarity's the key, it's the holy grail. First print signatures, they never fail. It's the hustle of comics, so much to explore. One deal leads to 10 more. Comics for fun and profit. Kyle and Drew, never gonna stop it. Reading, collecting, buying and selling. Every issue's a new story worth telling. From the shelves to the market, it's all in the game. Get a mint copy, you'll rise to fame. Whether you're reading or trading your stock, the comic world's ticking, it's always on the clock. So if you're reading the comics, this podcast for you. Kyle and Drew got all the tips to pursue. From cover to cover, from page to page. Get into the game, it's a new comic age.
Hey, listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 968 for comics originally releasing March 19th, 2025. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops this coming Wednesday, how's Drew and what's going on in the world of comics?
I've been feeling nostalgic. I've been feeling nostalgic for comic sales numbers, man. And
oh my goodness.
Remember when we used to go
Comic-Con, baby.
Oh man, it was so much fun. See all the numbers rolling in and who was compared to who, and you don't see it anymore.
No,
so the closest thing
everything's hidden from us.
Everything's hidden from us, and the closest thing I could find was 2024 sales rankings on ICV2. And so it's the top 50 comics sold by units for the year of 2024. You want to guess what the number one seller was last year?
Ultimates.
Close.
Or did we get the Batman?
Yeah, is Absolute Batman.
Absolute Batman,
the top
okay,
spot. Yeah. Absolute Batman took the top spot, but Ultimate Spider-Man got the second spot.
There we go.
Oh, that was cool. Then Absolute Superman came in. These are the number ones. All the number ones came in at number 3. And then the second issue of Absolute Batman took the 4th spot. The first issue of Absolute Wonder Woman took the 5th spot. That relaunch of X-Men, number 1,
okay,
came in at 6. The second Ultimate Spidey took 7. Uncanny X-Men #1, that relaunch took 8. Ultimate Spider-Man 3 took #9, and then G.I. Joe, the Lone Image,
Oh, there we go. I'm
#1
glad it's not all big two.
It almost is.
Yeah.
Looks like 4 DC, 5 Marvel, and an Image. And then it's the highest next non-big two is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 at 15 by IDW, which I thought was pretty sweet. That DC All in Special came in at 16.
All in.
Yeah. Then a lot of Marvel, a lot of DC, and then The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book, that came in at 26. A lot of turtles selling, which is cool.
That's awesome. I love to see that.
I was pretty excited about that.
And Eastman and Laird, we trust.
Dynamite makes an appearance right outside the top 30 with Thundercats #1.
Oh, cool. That was more successful than I thought then.
Yeah. And then we've got the 4th issue of Transformers came in at 39. So I'm surprised like Transformers isn't on here any higher than that. The 4th issue was the most sales in 24, and I don't know why. It's weird.
Yeah, it is odd.
It's very strange. And then Cobra Commander, that Image #1 came in at 44. Transformers 5 came in at 48. And then a bunch of X books, a bunch of Ultimate books. I guess you'd even like Deadpool, that would count, right? That Doom one shot came in at 35. Blood Hunt, the first Blood Hunt came in at 30. Aliens versus Avengers
I was
25.
secretly hoping no event books would be in the top of anything, and then we could just stop. Books.
Yeah, a couple of them made it in there, but yeah, it was interesting. At least we can see the rankings, and I don't know. I would love to know, like, just give me like ballparks. Like,
exactly.
Is this 150,000? Is this 200,000? Is this 50,000? What do these numbers equate to?
How close are we to the bubble bursting?
Yeah, I'd really be interested to know. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. At least we got some kind of, and this is all the rankings through the Comics Hub system. So
okay,
so that's a little different, right? So not everybody's on Comics Hub. So it's a non-random sample of over 3,000 over 3,000 stores. So it's not all of them, and it's flawed, but you get a sense.
Shocker, it's flawed.
Yeah, Absolute Batman's probably selling well at all 3,000 stores. I think this was just so there's 3,000 stores, and this was just a couple hundred of them. So how there's probably some wiggle room for this to not be exactly right, but I still think you get a sense of some of the better sellers, which is
100%. Cool. There's a lot of inference you can make and all that, and at the very least, what we think is selling well is selling well.
Yeah, and it's nice to see it's not all big two.
Exactly.
There are some things that cracked in, which was good. Very cool. But we'll probably see what's hot now by taking a look at the Hot 10.
Yeah, let's head over to good friends at CBSI comicbookinvest.com. Let's look at the Hot 10 for March the 14th, 2025. It's rip-roaring and fresh and ready for us to go. And let's start with the number one. Yeah, it's hot, popping fresh, baby. Impact Winter #1. It's, of course, an Image book.
Okay.
Number 1 this week. Surprised to see that this option property has surged to the top of the list, up from 7 last week. How do we do it? Well, nearly 40 sales, and the volume increased 37% this week. But that was not the reason. While last week's sales had many cover price in the mix, this week was a different ball of wax, as the average sale was $30, which is up 200%, and the high this week was $62 from the last week's high of $35.
Very cool.
Yep. At 2, Sister Imperator. I thought it was impersonator, but it's sister Imperator, whatever the heck that means. Another shock this week as for me in the appearance of this book that ties to the band Ghost. Do you know the band Ghost, Drew?
Mm-mm.
I know of them. They've got a couple of songs there. I'm not that big a fan of them, but hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
Don't know much about the band itself, but it seems this comic is resonating with the market with over 70 sales in the past 7 days. It started out for cover as this was a new release last Wednesday, but sales eventually increased. The overall average up to $12 with a high reaching 22. Not bad for a relatively unknown indie book after 10 days with no real option to. And that is from Dark Horse. I almost said Black Horse. Dark Horse.
Black Horse would be cool.
Yes. Well, I think we've come up with a new imprint, Drew. I like it.
I like it.
At rank 3, Daredevil 183, popping back up on the list this week. We have the first battle between Daredevil and the Punisher, but Drew doesn't watch Daredevil, so he doesn't understand why this is exciting. Fans are eagerly anticipating Frank Castle's appearance on Daredevil Born Again, and we may have gotten a tease of it at the end of the most recent episode. As a result, volumes have increased 62% with over 50 sales this week at an average reaching $24. High raw sale of $47 for CGC 9.8 going for $440.
Very cool.
At rank 4, Marvel Superheroes Secret War #1. Word from the Russos that they will be adapting pieces from all Secret War series. As reminded, folks, we aren't just looking at the 2015 series. While Secret Wars 2 is a fun series, it's basically a dollar book. Most of the new attention has been on the original series from 1984. But with over 50 sales this week, volumes are up $30 for Raw, a high of $60 for Raw. CGC 9.8 is going for $260.
Wow, these were dollar books.
Yep.
And in the Secret Wars 2 that he mentioned,
yep,
you quarter been kicking ass on that. You must have put together 10 of those runs.
Yep.
For Secret Wars 2. And did you keep any?
Yep, still have some.
Yeah, because I think if they're going to touch on all of them, there'll be some storyline in there that'll make at least one of them spike, right?
First time we get a casting news and it's Secret Wars 2, boom, Daddy gonna pop those.
Oh yeah.
At rank 5, cool. Secret Wars #10. This is of course the Doom cover. While there are a few good issues to hunt for in the original Secret Wars besides issue 1, of course, 3, 7, and 8. The other book seeing a decent uptick this past week has been issue 10 with the classic Doom cover. 30 sales this past week with an increase of 50% with an average sales of $21, a high of $40, a CGC 9.8 going for over $200. Hey, I've got a couple of these, I think. Berserker #1, BRZRKR #1. This is, of course, the book that Keanu Reeves put out and decided, hey, if this goes anywhere, I'm going to play him. We've known since its release that this property was already optioned, but this week saw news of Justin Lin's involvement, and that has excited fans into buying a flurry of copies. To be clear, this book is still only about a cover price. There are a ton out there, along with multiple variants. If I remember, there was a ton of variants.
Did this not sell like 300,000 copies or something?
Big dog.
Yeah.
But this past week's news has triggered over 150 sales, whilst that is a 1,400% increase from last week's 10 sales. And despite tons of sales available for the cover, there are a few outlier sales of $10 to $15. The CGC 9.8 going for $70 with a high of $100. Invincible returns #1 as season 3 wraps up. Fans are already looking ahead beyond the Invincible War and on to the Viltrumite War. This one-shot issue serves as sort of a precursor to that story arc that begins with 71. But volumes were up 450% this week with over 20 sales. Highs this week of $440 for a CGC 9. I'm sorry. This is convoluted. CGC 9.8 sold for $207, $28 with a high of $44, I think, on floppy books. This book also has a second print that goes for about $50 with some incentive covers on that as well. At rank 8, Secret Wars #2, dropping down, but not off the list despite 20% less sales. this week at more than 40. This book hangs on to a solid increase in prices. Volume is still strong despite the dip, but $20 is a high sale. $20 is the average, with a high sale of 30 and CGC 9.8 is going to $120, which is up from last week's 100.
Nice.
At rank 9, Invincible 60. Another Invincible book makes the list at issue 60. Holding on to the number 9 position. Volumes remain consistent, but like our 8 book on the list, this one hangs on thanks to a bump in price. Average sales are up 50% to $75 this week, as high sales hit a whopping $100, and CDC 9.8 is going for $340 this week. And our rank 10 book, Absolute Batman number 4, the second print, 1 in 25. So we have those secondary prints that are ratioed, continue to do some cool things here.
Yeah, I don't love it.
I don't love it, but it seems to be a trend that we should put more faith in. Grabbing a spot here on the tail end of the list, we have the second print incentive for issue 4 of Absolute Batman. Given the lukewarm response to recent incentives, these absolute later printings, I was surprised to see how well this was doing. With about a dozen sales this week following Wednesday's release, this book is averaging a solid $52 with a high sale of $62. And notable sales: Invincible 75, a 1 in 50 copy in a CGC 9.8, sold for $1,500 this week.
Wow. Okay.
Love that.
Did something happen in that issue, or is it just because it's a
that is the season that we're on? So yeah, some of the stuff that's happening is within that. And Amazing Spider-Man 238, Mark Jewelers. We've talked a few times about these Mark Jewelers copies, and this is another one of those. Another new all-time high this week for this classic Spider book, a Mark Jewelers variant of 238, sold a CGC 9.8 for an astounding $15,400. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, Drew. So you and I are going to go through something fun here in our previews catalog.
Yeah, we're gonna start to pull the Band-Aid off. In case previews goes away, we better add some new catalogs into our review cycle. And we're gonna go over the next phase catalog, the Lunar, everything else. So Lunar does the DC Connect, and they do this next phase catalog. So we're gonna take a look at that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this, but let's see how it looks and how it compares to the big two and whatever we got. And we start
right off the top. I like they go alphabetical by publisher.
Yes.
I think that's cool. Just do that.
Yep.
That's a good plan.
Yep. Which means we're starting with Ahoy Comics, and it's featuring, it's not starting with his new number 1. It's telling us Howl number 5 of a 5-issue series is here. And then we're getting into Toxic Avengers Pinup Special number 1. They got a one-shot. Continuing their trend of Toxic Avengers. Next, we're into Archie Comics. And normally I'd be like, who cares about Archie Comics? But I saw some, I don't know if it's this month, but I saw some really cool Archie news on my TikTok timeline. Drew, do you know what it was?
I do not.
Our boy Kevin Smith is writing Archie.
Oh, okay.
So a new Archie series of some sort Kevin Smith was talking about doing. So I don't know if it's this one, but it's just knowing that we're talking about Archie for a second and that Kevin's going to be doing some Archie, I'm excited for Archie for the first time.
That's kind of cool.
But this is Archie as Mr. Justice, the 4 of 4.
Yeah, this is Archie superhero comic, I guess.
Yeah. I do like the cover C, which is a Killing Joke homage.
Oh, nice.
Really cool cover.
That's great.
I love that. It's got Jughead in his attire. I love that. That's really nice. But the Betty and Veronica Spy Girls OS.
And those covers look like like adult skewing superhero comics, and then you get into the interior pages and you're like, oh, it's just cartoony.
It's just Archie.
It's just Archie.
Yep.
Betty and Veronica, Friends Forever, Spy Girls. That's a number 1. Yeah, Tanya Del Rio doing the writing, and a whole bunch of artists.
30 pages of story. So hopefully next month we get the offering of what good old Kevin's going to do for Archie. But I just wanted to talk about that when I saw we were talking about Archie. Now we're into one of my favorite publishers, AWA, Drew.
Oh, yeah, they do great stuff.
We have the Lookout one shot. Dan Bialy and Tim Bradstreet.
Now, bump the brakes on this one, Kyle. It's an illustrated prose book. So that's not really a comic.
No, what is a prose book?
That's just a lot of writing. A lot of words, dude.
Moving on.
Lots of words. Yeah. And then those put some pictures in there.
So it's one of those things where the reading is the primary and the pictures are the secondary.
Page 17.
That's exactly what I stopped on. I was like, yeah.
That's a lot of words, man.
Yeah.
That ain't comicking.
All right, AWA, you've been put on notice. We don't like this.
You can have your fun and do your little experiments, but that's not going to get me.
Yeah. Are we talking about Bad Idea, or are they still on our banned list?
Wow, what are they doing?
No, they're in this talk. We don't think bad ideas, right?
Well, we don't. Yeah. I guess we can mention what they're doing.
All right. A groundbreaking new prestige format epic. Planet Death. All right, I already have a problem with it. There we go. I was like, I can't really find the name of the issue half the time on this because it's not at the top. It's down buried in the thing. Planet Death 0 is the must-read lead-in to July's 40-page Planet Death 1.
And they have a gatefold wraparound triptych 1 in 500 cover by Joe Quesada.
Jeez, yeah. Ooh, Quesada.
Yeah. I wonder if they have major discounts and incentives available for retailers. Okay.
Which you've got to order 500 copies of a $7.50 for a 25 pack of these. So it's a cheap comic.
Okay. So many bad ideas. So many bad ideas jammed in here. So they want somebody to order 500 cheapos. I guess I'm not doing it. I wouldn't do it if I was a retailer. I've been burned myself as just a regular consumer on bad ideas. So I can't imagine the hoops that the retailers had to go through. It does look nice, though.
So this may be a very, very rare 1 in 500 because we are saying do not do it.
Yeah. So wraparound cover per 20. Wait a minute. Receive one copy of Planet Death 1 in 500 per 20 bundles of Planet Death. So 20 times 25, that is 500, isn't it? So you got to buy $27.50. But I guess that's not that big of a deal, really. Okay. All right. It's 20 times $7.50, Kyle. That's $150.
Yeah.
Okay. I could do that. I wouldn't do that, but
I wouldn't do. Yeah, I was gonna say
I wouldn't do that.
I'm good. We're good here.
Yeah, but if you could get it for $150, that 1 in 500 maybe. Man, look at this art. It's amazing.
I was gonna say, it's still at the end of the day a good looking book from a fairly good looking publisher, I guess. But
yeah.
Shenanigans.
It's not yet colored. And I don't know if it will be, but it looks really good in black and white. I'll tell you that. Nobody will ever see this, but it's so hard to get bad idea stuff. I said you called him Black Horse, I called him Black Idea. So Jiminy, we're both slipping.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Look at these pages, though, man. I wonder if it's a landscape book. All these are like double page spreads. Dave Stewart doing some coloring there, so it is a color book.
Yeah, interesting stuff. But Bad Idea gives us a book, and pretty much most of the book, and then we move on.
Yeah, I think they gave us, it's 24 pages, and I think they gave us 20 of them.
Yes. Interesting.
Yeah, really cool. And they got another one. They got another book. They go from no books to cul-de-sac.
Well, no, they're just previewing later previews, because cul-de-sac is an August release. They're telling us about Survive, a September release, an October release, a November release. They're giving us their year, but not giving us anything about it.
Oh man, there's one. All these are like one-word titles too.
Yeah, they're just giving us a cover and one.
Ordained looks good. It looks like a fighting priest. That's kind
of. They're essentially saying, "Please be excited."
I am kind of excited. Oh man, if they're going to be a traditional publisher, it might be fun. And just the bad idea stuff got to go away.
Yeah.
Then we go to
CEX. Comics Experience, right?
Oh, yeah. Comics Experience. Okay. And this is called Beyond Sight.
Yeah.
Nick Keller. Oh, I'm sorry, Nicholas Rice and Nick Keller.
Only his mother gets to call him Nick. Oh, it's a $20 something.
72 pages, $20 doesn't seem like a great deal.
No. But is that what Comics Experience does? Do they do bigger stuff?
Yeah, I guess. They teach the classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have the imprint. And you want a preview of it, you just got to snap the QR code.
Now, are we going to go through DC in this? Are we doing DC as its own thing, or how are we doing this?
Oh, no, we're not doing DC. Because DC was already... Is DC here?
Yeah, DC's in this.
Why would DC be in this?
Because they're Lunar. They're distributed by Lunar Distributions.
But they have their own catalog.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So how do we get from DC to the next publisher? Is this the whole DC catalog?
I believe so. It's just available through.
It's 335 pages.
You didn't notice that when you gave it to me? I thought you knew. I expected you to have done your due diligence, sir.
No, I like to discover things together.
That's true. You want to talk about comics for fun and profit? We talk about winging it.
Yeah. So let me get down to the end of DC.
You know what page that is?
I'm almost there. Right there. It's Drawn and Quarterly on page 119.
Digital 119?
Yeah.
Here we go.
This is Cornelius, The Merry Life of a Wretched Dog by Mark Teresa's. Horrifying and hilarious. Is a different art style, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Drawn and Quarterly always does.
Yeah, they're always
thinking books.
Artsy-fartsy.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's just weird pencil stuff. And then it's the whole friggin' book. What is going on here?
This is what Next Phase is. This is why we didn't do Next Phase before.
Oh, this is awful. I don't want this. This isn't comics.
Give me a couple of pages. I don't need to see half the friggin' book.
Oh, great, Drew. Now we're in Keen Spot.
Keen Spot. Okay.
Yeah. Hot Valley Days, #1 of a 3-issue series by Matthew Spradlin and Sean DeMott. $6, 32 pages. I like that they're giving us the
I'm
FOC
still in
date.
that last damn black and white sketch pages. I'm not there yet. Hold on.
Oh,
what page are you on?
Logging it. Digital 146. Yeah.
Oh, Hot Valley Days. Gotcha. I'm caught up.
I like that they're giving us the FOC day and the in-store release day on these. I think that's pretty good.
That's really cool.
All the information we need for it. Giving us some internal pages. Looks like it's very well done. Papa Duke 3 of 3, one of their continuing things, is winding down. Of course, Mark Spears Monsters, the big dog at Keen Spot. Of course, their issue #5. all these Mark Spears books. You can see that cover D is the Deadpool origin homage, the New Mutants 98
nice.
homage. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Very cool.
That could be popular. Slaughter Otter 3. Everybody loves a good Slaughter Otter. Now we're into Fantagraphic, Drew.
Okay.
These aren't comics, so I'm not interested in.
Well, there's Raging Clouds. Well, these are all graphic novels.
Yeah, these are Fantagraphic novels.
Fantagraphic novels, yeah.
We got a smaller publisher, Floating World Comics. We're into Image, Drew. Well, we've already gone through this image.
We've gone through this image, so let's scroll down here and see how long that takes us.
Yeah, scrolly. This is the price you pay for going through some of the smaller publishers in an effort to find out what Lunar's catalog looks like. I mean, I'm finding it very similar to what the old previews look like. Cool
I'm telling you, right? What? Jamming the DC Connect and the Image catalog in here. It's 300 some pages. That's a hefty tome.
Yeah, it's not too shabby. Our good friends at Image having a bunch of good stuff here.
Where am I at? I'm
digital 218 and still not through the end. Oh, we're into the collected editions. All right, so we look. Oh, I like. So far, I'm liking this.
Mad Cave starts at 248.
I was almost there.
And the first one is L.A. Strong, who in the Jason just did an interview with one of the writers on this.
Varios?
One of the Varios writers on this. One of the creators on this. I don't know if it's a writer or not. I haven't listened to it yet. But yeah. So
a lot of words, but very well. I like the stylized way they're put together.
Yeah, and all the money goes to
all fire prevent. Yeah, victims of the LA fires.
The victims of the LA fires. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Volume 1 of their Sunder series. 168 pages, $20. The Pale Knight #1 of a 6-issue Peter Milligan series.
All right.
England in 1349, Sir Hugh de Grey, the Pale Knight, returns from war to find a land ravaged by the Black Death and his son dying of the plague.
Kind of nice.
When he prays to God to save his son's life, it is not God who answers, but Death himself. And Death is wanting to cut a deal. That's
very cool.
I love these covers. Very cool. Who's this again? Mad Cave. I like
Mad Cave. Yo, Mad. Yeah, the old Mod Cave.
Mod Cave.
Yeah.
Vanishing Point #1 of a 6-issue series. Mark Russell in this series. I'm seeing creators I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this.
This is a teen plus book. In Screams, the captain of a mining ship goes on a 10-year solo mission to Jupiter's asteroid belt, where he makes a horrifying discovery. The brainchild of Mark Russell. Vanishing Points is an anthology series of short stories that are part science fiction and part existential horror.
Okay.
Whatever Happened to the Crimson Justice #1 of a 5-issue series by Frank Thierry. This looks superhero-y. So I know you don't like superhero-y in your Image. Do you like superhero-y in your Mad Caves?
This looks like Jim Gordon on top of the... It looks like a Batman thing they're doing there. So
yeah, he clicks a button, a signal erupts, and then he waits on the roof.
And he waits on the roof. I'm like, okay, what are we doing there?
Somebody got to get sued. Blade Forger #1, a second printing of that. They're putting second printings in their previews.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Crush Deep, Dark Empty Void, Dark Pyramid, trade paperback for Exit City. Galaxy and Midless, Kill Train, Far Down Below. Mad Cave's got some good stuff. Pop Kill, 3 of 4. Those covers are good. Jimmy Palmiotti and Dave Johnson on that one.
Yeah, some cool stuff.
And now we're into Maverick Comics.
Okay, I don't think I know them.
Yeah, another $14 OGN, it looks like.
Sarah and Dara. Okay. I don't need any.
Indigo.
Yeah.
Nothing's piquing my interest in these publishers. Oh, this is that Pin Apocalypse. It's issue 3 here. Of course, has the pinup cover. Detective Kaiju #1, Michael Calero.
Okay. Who is this now that we're looking at? What is this publisher?
Massive. We switched over to Massive without me even noticing.
Okay.
Because not all these publishers have splash pages. Because we go from Mad Cave to Massive. Massive was Pin Apocalypse and Detective Kaiju.
Okay.
From the pages of the fan favorite series Quested comes a noir comic of epic proportions. Detective Kaiju is the hard-boiled investigator, gets his own miniseries with Michael Calero. In his debut issue, Detective Kaiju past catches up with him when the bodies of an old friend is discovered in South Fairbrawn. Now he must face the demons of his past while uncovering a trail of secrets surrounding the unusual murder.
Then we have Oni Press.
And then we're right into Oni.
Yeah, The Goddamn Tragedy by Chris Gondon. It's a one-shot.
You didn't say it right. The Goddamn Tragedy.
Goddamn Tragedy. And why do you do a one-shot, I wonder? Like, what's the...
If you haven't written much, no, it's 48.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 48-pager, so I guess it could have been two comics, but you didn't have a full mini series worth of an idea here, or you're just like, I've got this idea, I don't know if it's going to stick, I'm just going to put it out as a one shot, and if people like it, I'll continue it.
Yeah, and this is your guy from That Texas Blood.
Yeah, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's some weird art.
But you just get one.
Yeah.
You just get one, and then what?
You get one, and you're going to be happy with it. Dang it.
Yeah, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
That's right. Dark Regards.
Yeah, go ahead on that one. That looks pretty good.
All covers fully returnable for retailers, so go for it from this David Hill product.
Okay.
Sometimes you break the internet, and sometimes the internet breaks you. At last, the true story of the viral hoax so insane it could only be told as a comic book. 2 decades ago, Dave Hill and his first band set out to rock their high school auditorium in a full fury of heavy metal hellfire. They failed miserably. Years later, Dave has made a new life for himself as a rising star of the New York comedy scene, a career where getting laughed at on stage is the entire point and not just a tragic consequence. But when Dave's metal ambitions are reawakened by the uber self-serious satanic genre of Norwegian black metal, Dave creates a ridiculously hyperbolic alter ego and a band to match it.
You know, it's part slice of life, true, but true nonfiction. Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I might check that out.
There is real human blood in one of the variants. Just FYI. The one in 50. We've seen people. This isn't the first time that's happened. Just FYI.
Yeah. Gross.
Adventure Time Comics #2, out of Alcatraz 3 of 5. That's Christopher Cantwell. Justin Jordan's Mine is a Long, Lonesome Grave. The end of that 4-issue series is being solicited here. The blood-soaked Appalachian revenge epic from Eisner Award-winning Justin Jordan. I like when he writes Appalachian stuff a lot. That always gets
me. I didn't know he won an Eisner.
Yeah.
Did I?
Nominated.
Oh, Eisner nominated. Okay.
And it's an honor just to be nominated, Drew.
That's true.
Plague House 2 of 4. Epitaphs from the Abyss 11. Wait, have we changed publishers again? Son of a bitch, we have. I'm not always catching this.
Oh, we're still on Oni. Adventure Time is Oni.
Epitaphs from the Abyss is? Blood Type is?
What page are you on?
Yeah, it's Rick and Morty. Okay.
What page are you?
Digital 289.
Okay. Yeah. That's still Oni.
Still Oni, but give me headers, man.
So they got some work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dracula's Brunch Club, More Adventure Time, Sesame Street, Autumn Kingdom. Yeah, this EC threw me off. This entertaining comic that imprint threw me off, but that's just kitties. That's just the Oni being Oni.
And then we go into something called Paper Cuts,
which is, I think, they're all agey stuff.
Yeah. Flash Gordon is their launch title.
Skipping this weird Pow stuff.
Getting to
Hacker.
The future is effed, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what that's supposed to say? Fred
Van Lente. Yeah. Or no. Yeah, Fred Van Lente.
This is Hacker backwards. Is that the name of the?
And they got a Jai Lee cover. So a bold.
Listen to this. It's a bold commitment. A 60-issue ongoing saga.
Ouch. They're
gonna sales be damned, I guess. I got 60 issues.
You see what the price of this is? $13.37.
What?
Yeah, it's elite.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Future cover prices will be $404 for a 32-page issue. 404 being?
Yeah, the error message.
Error. Yep, the internet error. Not found.
Okay. They can't do 60 issues. There's no way. Bottle Rocket is our next publisher.
Rocket Ship Entertainment. Yeah.
Fred Van Lente is. How many freaking full graphic novels can he write? Jeepers socks.
Yeah.
This is a Stan Lee did book here, Back Channel. One of the final projects of the legendary Stan Lee.
$20 for the soft cover. A 6.25 by 10.25. 6.625 by 10.25 soft cover format.
Yeah. I do not like graphic novel launches.
Yeah, I'm looking for real books, so I'm skipping some of these.
I want comics, man. I just want comics.
Which we're not getting from Silver Sprocket.
And I think we're going to get more and more of this as the economics change.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be the only way we're going to get comics is in full $20 trades.
I hope not.
Maybe.
Ow.
Look at this is Tomorrow's.
All right, the next coolest thing I found is on digital and physical 327 Mega Man Timelines #1 from Udon.
Udon Entertainment, all right.
Which is comics, manga, art books, and graphic novels. The Blue Bomber is back. Mega Man returns in 5 connected one-shot comics spanning 5 different eras from robotic heroes. In this first issue, the original Mega Man squares off against 2 explosive and fiery robot masters bent on the citywide destruction. Find Mega Man for everlasting peace.
Okay. I don't even remember Mega Man anymore. It's been so long.
How dare you?
I know. Been so long,
dude. Mega Man 2 was one of my biggest NES games. Like, I played the living crap out of that game.
Yeah, you played it a lot, but I've forgotten.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Of course, this also gives us The Sickness #8.
Is that Udon or Vault?
Nobody knows, because I never know when they change publishers. I think that's Udon.
Oh no, Uncivilized Book.
Okay, we've got a whole nother publisher that snuck in between them.
Uncivilized Books, and then we go to Vault.
Vault, which brings us Battle Mage Farmer, a 256-page volume for $15. About weird.
They were the ones that announced they were no longer doing single issues. They were just gonna go.
They got a Money Shots Big Bang from our boy Tim Seeley and Patton Oswald, a 24-page $5 one here.
Okay, well then I'm wrong.
That Money Shots book.
And then Zdarsky closes out.
Zdarsky. Written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Chip Zdarsky, cover by Chip Zdarsky.
8 pages for
$1.29. The man charting courses for Deadpool and Miles Morales dips into small town horror with the creepy goobers.
All right.
That's Zdarsky coming. So, interesting stuff from the Lunar Distributions. Essentially, the new previews or the
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't have things like Viz in it and some of the other weird things. No booms, and so not everything in it, but just I don't know, very interesting.
But it was a little taste. It was kind of cool. Yeah, kind of cool.
Speaking of taste, let's taste what's going on with Cover Price. As we head over to coverprice.com to look at some more secondary market items and start with their number one book. Their number one book is this Berserker #1, the regular Raphael Grandpa cover. Feels like the adaptation hype behind this book has been building for years. This series was optioned for film way back in 2021, and just recently Justin Lin was attached to the project. That seems to have ignited some things. And we tracked 40 copies, like we talked about before. High sale of $100 for CC 9.8. Current raws, $4. Again, there's a ton of this booked out there. Their second book is that Impact winner. It's a 2025, and podcasting is still a billion-dollar industry. However, a lot of projects fall under the radar as the sector is no longer growing in a rapid race. Take this book, a prequel tie-in to the Audible audio drama. Last month, Netflix acquired the rights to develop a series based on this IP, and now the news is hitting the masses. Collectors are out in force aiming to acquire this book. 26 copies in the secondary market. We talked about $40 for a raw being the high, settling to $29, but no movement on any CGC books yet. Talked about Secret Wars 2, the Alex Ross cover. This is the book cover marks the first appearance of God Emperor Doom, an alternate reality version of Doom. Recently, there have been leaks online for Avengers Secret Wars featuring the character, but at this time, we're proving to be nothing more than just rumors. Always take leaks with a grain of salt, including this one. But that's a major reason why this book is booming on the aftermarket. Tracking 30 copies, CC 9.8 going for $118, raws for $22. Red Hulk #1.
So do we think God Emperor Doom?
I don't think so.
Is that going to be Robert Downey Jr. or is he going to be really Doom?
Yeah.
I don't think we know, do we?
We don't know. Red Hulk #1. This is the previews limited to 3,000 cover. $90 for raws, settling to $73. Space Ghost and Johnny Quest. Space Quest #1. The Scorsese Mark Spears Ash Can, so that's why it's popping. 15 copies. $42 for raws, $28 for a book that some people got for free. This is that sister Imperator #1. Following the footsteps of Blade and Cambria, the band Ghost has developed an astounding lore surrounding the group. Blah, blah, blah. Geiger #10. Gary Frank's second print. Geiger was one of the most beloved titles of 2024, and they entered the new year with a bang. This issue marked the first cameo appearance of the glowing woman, but the second print took it a step further. Here is featuring the full front and center cover. Interesting move.
She doesn't look to be glowing, but
no, not as glowing woman.
Yeah.
$25 for raws, settling to $11. Invincible 61. We won't beat a dead horse here, but this book marks the first appearance of Conquest. 10 copies, $169 for raw, $147 settling. Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 1, issue #9. Daredevil Born Again is finally here. The pacing is quick, and already they've introduced the White Tiger, who first appeared in this book. 25 copies in the secondary market. High sale of $270 for CC 9.8s. Raws for $27. Fantastic Four 28. Marvel Rivals Peach Momoko. This will not stop. Peach Momoko will always have her fans. They showed up big for this book when it was released, and it's still been moving. High sale at $80 for CC 9.8, and the book settled to about $8.
Yeah. Rank 11, we have Berserker #1. We told you why. This has them selling 8 solid copies. High sale of $50 for a 9.8 and $7 for near mint fair markets. We have your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man #1. This continues to fall down their list, but it's still on the list at least. So another 15 copies sold. High sale of 66 for a 9.8 that already came in. Raws around 11. At rank 13, we have Magic #1, the Marvel Rivals. So those Rivals covers continue as we see. 14 copies of this one sold with a 9.8 going for $78. Raws around 40. I think I'd go with that 9.8. It's only $30 more.
No kidding.
DC All-In Special #1. The regular cover comes in at rank 14. And this continues to have legs after such. It's been out for a while. 17 copies of this sold. $120 for the 9.8. Raws around $5. At rank 15, we have Daredevil 183. Minor spoiler here, not for you, Kyle, since you're
Not
probably
for me.
current. Yeah. Let's see. The trailer reveal. We see Punisher appear in the series. While he didn't appear in either episode, there's a small nod to his character. When two dirty cops are assaulting Matt, a quick glimpse reveals that one of them has the publisher's logo tattooed on his wrist.
Punisher.
It was a rumored storyline that cops misappropriated Punisher's logo for their own gain and would bring Frank Castle back out of hiding. It looks like this might be true, and what better comic to collect this classic cover? Oh, that's kind of cool. 14 copies sold. High sale of $125 for a 9.6. Very fine Raws going for $22. At rank 16, we have X-Force #1, or Volume 1, number 116. This drops from number 4 all the way to 16 this week. Doomsday concept art is the reason, and we see Dupe.
Good old Dupe.
Dupe is here, so that's his first appearance. High sale of $150 for a 9.8. Raws around $22. The 5th issue of Spawn comes in at rank 17, and this is the Shirley Johnson, Billy Kincaid first appearances. High sale of $56 for a 9.6. Raws around $13. Not popping as much as you would think.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. The first Lobo Mega Man #3 comes in at rank 18. High sale of $325 for the 9.8. Raws around $88. And at rank 19 we have Pop Kill, the Amanda Connor 1 in 10. 12 copies of this sold. High sale of $30 for a Raw. NYX #9, the Fayang 1 in 25.
That is a beautiful cover.
Beautiful cover. And it's trending very well. 11 copies sold. High sale of $30 for a Raw near mint. And current Raws are around the same dang price. I don't know why they changed that when they do that, but that is a pretty cover. And I wonder if this guy's got other stuff. Like when you see that, and when a new artist like that with stylized art pops, you can always take a look
at people to head back. Yep.
Yeah, let's go look and see what else he's done, and then find those and snap them up before everybody else goes backwards. Always a good idea. But we know what the people are here for, Kyle.
That's right. They're here for our sneak peek, and let's head on over to good friends at Lunar Distribution. Find the items for March the 19th and start where we love to start. Absolute Batman #6.
The #1 best-selling book of a sampling of 125 comic-based users in 2024 is Absolute Batman, and its 6th issue will not disappoint. It's been great. I've really enjoyed it. Good thing.
Yeah. Absolute Flash #1, Drew. That's of course going to be written by Jeff Lemire, so that should be pretty cool.
But which
cover there? Declan Shalvey with that lightning bolt cover. I love that. I love the new logo. That's a really good one.
I don't know what one to get. I have to go back to Kyle's mantra. Used to be
cover A.
Always cover A. I'll go with Nick Robles. The standard, because I think wasn't the standard cover A Absolute Batman the one that was the most sought after?
Yeah, that one ended up being one of the hot books.
Yeah, so that might be it.
Batman 613 facsimile as we keep heading through our Hush books.
Okay.
Batman, Superman, World's Finest.
Batman
Year One.
That's a great book. I can't say it enough. So great. And we're halfway through. It's only going to be a 12-issue series, but it's been really good.
Bug Wars #2. Catwoman 74. We get another beautiful Frank Cho, as we've been blessed with. Dan Panosian on a nice little cover there as well.
I'm looking forward to Bug Wars for sure. That first issue was fun.
From Mad Cave, since we talked about that, we have Crush Depth #1 from Tim Daniels and David Andre. Two brothers locked in a sibling rivalry. Drew. Wrestle for command of a massive nuclear submarine. Who do you think would win? You and I, if we both want to drive and there's only one nuclear submarine, Drew.
I'll just be in the galley. I'll be making food. You can drive. I don't mind.
DC Cross Sonic the Hedgehog #1. Gotta go. Flash fast.
What is that? Where is this?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8th bubble.
Okay, there it is.
Sonic Cross DC.
That's kind of cool. I bet you that does. I bet you that does something.
Yeah,
that crossover.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Detective Comics 1095. Look at that Sean Alexander cover. My goodness. Look at that Bruno Redondo cover.
The Bruno Redondo is great. That reminds me of his work with Tom Taylor on Nightwing. So they're back together for that cover.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, they all look really good.
G.I. Joe #5. That David Finch cover is great. Incredible Hulk 340 Pan-Dimensional 3D edition. What the heck are all these $10 words?
What does the pan-dimensional mean?
I don't know. It's a 3D lenticular, but we're doing different words to try to convince people they need to buy it.
So the claws are 3D.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Nightwing 124 Dexter Soy cover A. And
went right by Lucky Devils.
Did I now?
Oh, it's a second printing. That's why.
Nightwing 124 has a cover D, Giuseppe Camuncoli with Nightwing dunking a basketball. So
kind of a fruity dunk.
Yep. Your attempts to butch up Nightwing did not go as planned.
Out of Alcatraz #1. Is that an Oni Press? Yeah, Oni Press book. Christopher Cantwell.
Rick and Morty, Rickomania 2 of 4. Rockefellers 4. Rat City 12. Saga 72, baby.
Yay.
The end of the story arc. It's the shocking conclusion to another season of Saga, but the smash hit series is far from over.
Yeah, we'll be back in summertime sometime.
Absence makes the heart go fronder. Right, Drew?
No, it makes me angry.
Explicit's anger. Titans 21, beautiful Jenny Frizen cover. And another Titans 21 we courtside card stock. March. I just realized these are March Madness covers. That's why we've got basketball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm.
Zatanna.
Walking Dead. Zatanna.
Great Terry Dodson there. That's awesome.
Ooh, the David Nakayama's good too.
Yeah.
Heading over to Previews World and hitting our boom books. Last Boy, #1, Dan Panosian. Years after Peter Pan's adventures with Wendy Darling, the boy who wouldn't grow up is now the last one in Neverland, still clinging to the adventurous youth. Meanwhile, in London, Wendy also yearns for childhood and its freedoms from responsibility as she rails against the transition to adulthood and her family's expectations. $5.
Okay.
Cover B is really cool. Cover C is neat. FOC reveal on the cover H. I'm guessing that's Captain Hook. Yes, indeed. A Shmi in the background. Okay.
Then we get new Mouse Guard. Dawn of the Black Axe #1. That could be
Ooh,
That could be good.
What's the format on these? Is this
square?
Okay, this looks square bound book style.
Yeah.
For $5, that's a heck of a deal.
Is it?
I love the anniversary cover too. The old art. That's so cool. Uncanny Valley gives us their trade. Drew, didn't you read that?
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, I'm on like 7, I think.
Very cool.
So I read that first arc and it was good. You should read it.
Very nice. Down into Titan Comics, we have Conan, we have Heat Seeker, Combustion, Gun Honey. This is essentially just sex on a stick. Loose Ends 2. Heading down to our Marvel titles. Avengers 24. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm going to call it now, and we can just cut the whole sneak peek off if you want to.
Okay.
Avengers 24 NetEase Marvel Rivals variant with a big old Jeff the Land Shark on the cover. He is friggin' adorable, and there's nothing else you can do about it, and everybody wants him. Granted, Marvel Rivals has cooled, but can Jeff the Land Shark land the plane?
He can revive it. He can revive it for sure.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four gets a facsimile edition for issue 3. It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
One World Under Doom #2. All right, that's been fun. I'm telling you, and you know how I said I wasn't chasing the tie-ins. Well, I did it. I read Red Hulk. Really liked that.
Red.
I read it. The Red Hulk, and then I read another one, and then I just finished the Doctor Strange of Asgard. Was tangentially a One World Under Doom book, barely.
Okay.
But it was really good too. It's him. It's Doctor Strange in Asgard, but like street level Asgard. Like I didn't even know there was a street level in Asgard. It was like all palaces and gods and stuff. But there's like, regular people in Asgard. And like Thor is the All-Father up in the clouds or whatever. But there's this like Asgard, dudes. And it's really fun. Really fun. He's going to be like the magician up there, the Sorcerer Supreme up there, which is kind of, yeah.
Very
a lot
cool.
of covers for One World Under Doom.
Yeah, including the Doomosaurus Rex variant by Lian Yu.
Nice.
We also have Psylocke #5 of the NetEase Marvel Rivals cover as well. It's a nice one. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man 1 second print, 1 in 25, is also an homage. So you're really stacking a lot of crap on top of it trying to sell that one.
And yeah, I gotcha. Very cool. Well, I mean, even the second.
The other
both
one,
of them
standard second printer homage dish.
Yeah, they're both homages.
From Dynamite, we start off with some Herculoids. We got some Red Sonja attacks Mars. Why she would attack Mars, I don't know, but it's just, I think this must be a resolicit because we only have 2 blank covers.
Yeah.
Silverhawks 2, Thundercats Lost 1.
Thundercats Lost might be cool now.
Yeah.
Did you watch Thundercats? Are you too young or old?
It missed me.
Okay. This is Ed Brisson taking on the book, and these are the new characters that got introduced a few seasons in, and I don't remember that. So
yeah, I mean it's pretty much Chitara, and then who cares from there?
Yeah, probably. But it could do well. It could do well.
Into our smaller publishers. For your daughter, we have an Animal Crossing book, New Horizons.
Yeah, that's true.
Archie is Mr. Justice 3. We've got another couple homage books. There's the Spider-Man homage on that cover C. Dinosaurs versus Cowboys from Scratch Comics.
Okay.
The Wild West just got wilder. Another book.
An action horror romp. Okay. Interesting. A lot of these throwback EC style books, like exciting comics, thrilling comics. You see a lot of those with those retro vintage covers. That must really be connecting with some people.
From Oni Press, we have this out of Alcatraz #1. We touched on the subsequent pressings of that during our previews romp. There's, of course, okay. Christopher Cantwell and Tyler Cook on this one.
Is that Pin-Up-Opolis?
Pin-Up-Opolis.
Did we determine that Pin-Up-Opolis was just pin-ups?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Star Wars High Republic Adventures Phase 3, Issue 16. That's a mouthful.
Who Are the Power Pals? The Dark Horse book by, is it Matt Kent?
Dwayne Murray.
Oh, Matt Kent did the cover.
Wow, I clicked on the other one.
Very cool. All right. Well, way better selection than last week.
Yeah, no doubt.
Got a lot of stuff rolling around in my noggin here. Looking at that Lost Boy, that Dan Panosian, like him. I'm intrigued by your Avengers pick, but I'm not going to take that from you because you've already called your shot.
I called dibs, you son of a...
I'll let you have that one. Thundercats Lost is intriguing, just because Thundercats done so well.
So let me run you through my tabs real quick, just in case, just to kind of.
Let me just make my pick, and you can run through your tabs. I'm going to go with Cover A, Absolute Flash, Jeff Lemire, Nick Robles, and see if this Absolute train can keep it rolling.
All right, running through my tabs of things we've kept. Of course, we have Last Boys #1, that Boom Studios Dan Panosian book. That probably would have been my winner if not for sneaky things I want to do. I got Mouse Guard up here, but I don't think there's any money in Mouse Guard, but just fun.
Yeah.
Then, I've got One World Under Doom, the Doomosaurus, because I think that's cool. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, that second print 1 in 25. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to our Marvel Rivals cover, and I am going to go with that Avengers 24 Netease Marvel Rivals Jeff the Landshark cover.
Very cool. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah. All right, we thank you for tagging along with Drew and myself as we head through our sneak peek at next week and all the lovely cool things offered for us on this wonderful 19th of March as we head through March. And my goodness, this year is a flying, Drew. We thank you guys for tagging along with us as we get through all these things. And if you want more from Drew and myself, head on over to patreon.com, find comics for fun and profit. That's a couple bucks our way. If I've ever get my darn brother to watch some Daredevil, we'll give you some reviews and fun stuff off that. Of course, all that stuff first hits into our Patreon. You want to hear all the fun that is the different theme songs to Comics for Fun and Profit.
You're right. Yeah.
Those debut over on our Patreon page. If you got one that's your favorite, and you're a Patreon listener, you might convince us to put your bumper on there and have all kinds of fun with it.
We could put our greatest hits over there, and you can have all our various theme songs for free on Patreon.
Absolutely. Our very first album, Drew.
We can drop our album drops, man.
Absolutely. We thank you guys so much for tagging along with Drew and myself. For Drew, for Kyle. See you. Dive in, Kyle and Drew, let the comic talk begin. From collecting to selling, from reading to trading, comic book culture, that's the world we've made. Pull out the boxes, let's see what we find. Gold and silver, bronze, we're traveling through time. First edition, signed by the best. It's a treasure hunt that never rests. Comics for fun and profit.
Comic world's ticking, it's always on the clock. You're flipping through pages, that's where it starts. Batman, Spidey, all those cosmic bots. Hunt down the variants, those limited runs. The thrill of the chase is never done. From back issue bins to the online sales, haggling prices, we're setting the trails. Buying low, selling high, that's the plan. Make a little profit, be the comic book fan. Comics for fun and profit. Kyle and Drew never gonna stop it. Reading, collecting, buying and selling. Every issue's a new story worth telling. From the shelves to the market, it's all in the game. Get a mint copy, you'll rise to fame. Whether you're reading or trading your stock, the comic world's ticking, it's always on the clock. It's always on the clock. Got your pulls, the latest release. Add it to the stack, your collection's a beast. But don't forget the sellers in the scene. Flipping for profit, keeping it clean. Rarity's the key, it's the holy grail. First print signatures, they never fail. It's the hustle of comics, so much to explore. One deal leads to 10 more. Comics for fun and profit. Kyle and Drew never gonna stop it. Reading, collecting, buying and selling. Every issue's a new story worth telling. From the shelves to the market, it's all in the game. Get a mint copy, you'll rise to fame. Whether you're reading or trading your stock, the comic world's ticking, it's always on the clock. So if you're reading the comics, this podcast for you. Kyle and Drew got all the tips to pursue. From cover to cover, from page to page. Get into the game, it's a new comic age.